Hey everyone, this is Ms. Patel here for the Algebra Extension lesson on slopes, day 6. So a lot of today, if you scroll through the notes, it's going to be on just cumulatively kind of going over some concepts that we've done. So the first set of directions is saying write an equation. Write the equation of a line that satisfies the given conditions. And whenever you're writing an equation, every single time you're writing a linear equation of a line, you have to think your whole objective is to find the value of the slope and the y-intercepts. Like that, what is it every single time? Because then you can just easily substitute it back into y equals mx plus b. So just keep that going. To keep that thought going whenever you have to find the equation of a line. We've been over using the slope formula to get the slope with 2 points and how to create an equation like that. So now you have a table over here. Again, you can use the table method to find the slope. Over here, we know that this is going to give you the value of b because x is 0, so that's the easy one. b equals 8. And now you can go ahead and check to see. This is going at a change of 2 plus 2, and at the bottom it's minus 4, minus 4, minus 4. So remember, it is change of y over change in x. So it's going to be negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2. So we know now our slope is negative 2, and y equals negative 2x minus 8. This one's a little harder just because you have to kind of work with it, and if you realize the numbers are all over the place, it's going from negative 4 to negative 1 to 2 to 5. So this is where I would actually pick any 2 points and go ahead and like the point method. So what I mean by that is I'm going to pick the 2 positive points, this one, and make it my... So this can be your x1, y1, your x2, y2. So it's going to be m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And again, this is not the only way you can do it. I just happen to be picking this way. 8 minus 2, 5 minus 3 gives you 6 over 2, and that gives you 3. Okay, now you just pick either one of these points, and I always go with the easy numbers. This is 2, 2. Those are easy numbers. And in y equals mx plus b, you can use point slope too. I just preferred this. I've told you guys that in the last set of notes. So y is 2. Your slope is 3. Your x is 2. And you're trying to find b because we don't have that value. So 2 is equal to 6 plus b minus 6. So b is negative 4. So now we have the 2 values that we need. So it's going to be y equals 3x minus 4. And that's your equation. So there are, again, a lot of ways to go about this. You do not have to. It's just take what you need, what you're comfortable with. Number 3, the slope of the line is 4/5. So we already know that m equals 4/5. It passes through the point negative 10, 2. So this is going to be your x1, y1 if you want, or xy. Let's use point slope this time. Y minus y1 is equal to m times I actually hate using point slope when there is a fraction. When there's a fraction for a slope, I actually prefer using y equals mx plus b. It can get very messy with a fraction like that. So y is 2, so 2 equals, actually going to do it over here so I have more room. Do it in blue. 2 equals, m is 4/5, 4 over 5, x, we don't know, no, we do know, times negative 10 plus b. 2 equals 4 times negative, or if you need to put a 1 underneath, put a 1. 4 times negative 10 is negative 40. Negative 40 divided by 5 is negative 8. Plus b, add 8 to both sides. So you're going to have b equals 10. that means you have the two values, you have your y-intercept, and you have your slope. So y equals 4/5 x plus 10. Point slope can be a little ugly because on the right side of the equation, you're going to have something that looks like this. And you're going to have to distribute that. It's not that it's terrible. It's again, a personal preference, whatever you need to do. All right, graphing. Graph each equation. When you're graphing, you want to change this into slope-intercept form. So you have 2x minus y equals 3. And I don't really have a lot of room here, so we're going to do our best. Minus 2x from both sides. So you're going to have negative y equals negative 2x plus 3. And you have a negative over here, so it's almost like a negative 1. So divide negative 1 from everything, and you're going to end up getting, where do I have room? Not a lot of room here. Y, we write it in a different color so you can see it. Y equals 2x minus 3. So negative, negative makes this a positive, positive, and negative makes it a negative. So now you're good. You have your y-intercept, which is negative 3. And you have 2 over 1, rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1. And then you can just create your line. I'm being extremely lazy and not using the actual line tool. This is already in slope-intercept form, so this is perfect. Y-intercept is negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and it's up 1, right 2, because it's positive, up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, 1, right 2. And then not in slope-intercept forms, we need the y by itself, so subtract 4x. So y equals 0 plus 0 minus 4x, or just negative 4x. And remember that y-intercept is 0 from there, so it's going to start at the origin. Negative 4 over 1, so you're going down 4 to the right one, doesn't work there, so we have negative 4 over 1, so you can just switch this to 4 over negative 1, so you can go up 4 to the left 1 to get more points. And that is your line. Right over here, y equals 4. There is no x here, so we know that it's going to cross at 4. And what this means that it's going to be, when it's y equals, it is a horizontal line, because you're looking for where y equals 4 every single time in that point. So like one way you can go about doing this is, we know that y equals 4, and just pick any two numbers for your x values. So 0 and 1. So you have 0, 4 and 1, 4, and you're just connecting those. Just connecting that. Okay? It just means that x value changes is the y has to be 4, because you're saying y equals 4. So every point on that line, y has to equal 4. This is a 0 slope. You can just do plus 0x. That's what this means. Okay? 5, so go up 5. I'm going to make the top negative and the bottom positive. So go down 2, to the right 3, go down 2, to the right 3. And if you want to go the other way, just change the signs. Up, positive, negative. So up 2, to the left 3. And that's your graph. And the last one, y equals x. Remember, what's the number in front of x here? It's 1. It's going to be y equals 1x plus 0. And this is your parent function. It just means that it's the most basic version of a linear graph. So up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. And that's your graph. More graphs. How about, I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to do these problems, and you can come back and check your answers. I want you to try them on your own. All right, come back, and this is your lines, graphs. This is y equals negative x. Y equals 4 minus x. So I just made it a 1. So it's going to be negative 1 over 1 for your slope. This is a little straightforward one. Remember, the slope is always the one that's in front of the x, and the other one is your y-intercept. And it's another horizontal line. If you ever get something like x equals 5, this is the opposite. It means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just means that in every point on that graph, x has to equal 5. So x is 5 over here, x is 5 also over here. So there's just going to be a vertical line. And this one has no slope. While a horizontal line has a 0 slope, this has a no slope. Because it doesn't. You can't. This just again, this is not a function. Remember the vertical line test. This fails it. So this is not a function. So this has no slope. Just want to make you aware of that. In the last set of problems down here, so you're doing so write an equation for each of the 5 lines shown in the graph below. So what I would do is, once again, find your slope and your y-intercept every single time. Every time. So number 13 is this one. So your y-intercept for 13, I'm going to actually just write it here because I can see it better. Y-intercept for 13 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And your slope, it doesn't go up anything, so it's just 0 and over 1 or 0. So your equation is y equals 9 or plus 0x. 14. 14, your y-intercept is, this is negative 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 8, and you're just checking to see. So this is one point, this is another point. That means it's negative graph, so we know that the slope is going to be negative. And it's up 1 to the left 1, so it's just going to be 1 over 1, which is negative 1. So y equals negative 1x minus 8. 15. Y-intercept is 0 because it's going through the origin, right? Through the origin. This is 1 point, and if we look, this is another point. So it's going up 1 and to the right 4. So slope is 1 over 4. So y equals 1/4 x plus 0, or you can just leave it like that. And lastly, 16. 16 is right here. So the y-intercept is 5. So that's 1 point. And the next point is right here. So it's going up 1. Oh, no, it's right here. It's going up 1, 2. And to the right 1. So slope is 2 over 1 or 2. So y equals 2x plus 5. I hope this really helped you with understanding how to write equations and graphing again. Again, this is more of a putting everything together kind of thing with various problems. Thanks for joining me. Bye.